main objective of the second program. So in the last class, we discussed about the first program, which was a text view content of a visiting card of a particular person. Okay, we had seen the code where the in the resources menu in the layout, we used to write the code in the activity main.xml. So this was the only thing we had written in the last program. Okay. Whereas in this second program, we need to include the code part in the Kotlin file also in the main activity. Okay. So before that, let me show you the output. So when you run the code, so you should get the screen like this. So this is your calculator. So this is your calculator app. Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Here in the screen, we have mentioned the contents like numbers 1, 2, 3. Next, division symbol. Next, 4, 5, 6 star symbol. 7, 8, 9 minus dot 0 equal plus. So as in the code, they have mentioned only the basic operations of calculator. We have taken only addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And as you can see here, these contents are in a linear way, right? It is in the order of line. So this is called as linear layout. Okay. Next, I have pasted one more button or one more icon called as C, where C stands for clear. Okay. So to clear the content, let us execute one by one. So when I click on the numbers 1, 2, so star 8. So click on equal. So you are going to get the result in the left hand side here. Usually what happens in the calculator, you'll be getting the content in the right hand side, right? You can switch the positions of this. Okay, it doesn't matter. In the code, we can modify the positions of the result and the clear button. Okay. So next, if you want to continue, okay, you want to divide this data by 12 or so you're going to get the result. Okay. So this is what your basic operation. So star division. So 8 you have got 8 plus 7 6. So you're going to get the result as 21. Okay. So this is your output of your second program. Okay. I hope you have seen the screen. What are the contents that are visible in the Android app? So when I click on clear button, it erases the contents. Okay. So this is your output of your second program. So let's go to the coding part now. So this is our coding Android IDE. Okay. So as you see, know the content. What are the two files that we need to edit? The first one is design part, where the design part will be located in the resources menu. Inside resources, here we'll be having a layout option, drawable layout, map values, and all will be there. Inside that, you have to go to layout. Inside that, we have activity main.xml. So this is our activity main.xml file. Okay. So in the last program, we had discussed what are the contents, how to add the text view to the screen. So same thing is written here. Okay. So as usual, the first content part is the header file, that is nothing but your XML file to load the data to the app emulator. Okay. Next we have, so what is the content? So I need to get my display in the form of linear layout, right? So hence I am taking the call as linear layout. Next, for the this linear layout will be applied to the overall screen of my app. Okay. After that, we'll be going to the subpartitions. Okay. Before that, you need to develop a overall layout of your screen. So after that, Android layout with wrap content. So wrap content means the content, whatever you are going to show it in the text view, will be displayed as a wrap file. Okay. Next, Android height also. Width and height will can be controlled by the wrap contents text or it can be made as parent also. If you made it as parent, the content will be taken consider for the whole device size. Okay. But if you do wrap content, means whatever the positions that are being allocated by the user, only that content will be displayed in the particular screen. Okay. Next, what is the orientation? The orientation, I should get the calculator in vertical format. Okay. If you want to make it horizontal, you can change the value as horizontal here. Okay. Next, so the constraints like bottom to bottom, parent, end to end. So usually what happens, when we are designing the code, the start and the end part should be matched with my parent class. So this parent class means it's the overall app design size. Okay, like 1140 1450 into 1250. So here this values represents the parent numbers here. Okay, which represents the app layout data. So next we have bias. So what is this bias means? We usually what happens, the display of the content or the UI element. UI means user interface. So whatever the buttons or the text view content that we will add, it should be made in such a way that it should display the 50% of the content in whole application. So but we cannot write 50% here in the bias. So usually what we will write in Java code, we will write 50 percentage. Whereas in Android code, in Kotlin code, we will write it as 0.5. Okay. So the system understands that it's a 50%. It's a 50% of the XML data which displays for the user interface. So in the position that you mentioned, whether it is towards the right or towards the middle or towards the left hand side. So it depends upon the constraints that we are going to design. Next, so when to start, it has to start from parent. So the top class is also parent. So this is our first layout of the overall design. Next comes the part is whatever the content that you are going to add to the display screen. So these are nothing but my text data, right? So that is called as, so I'm going to call the Google Android function. So Google Android, what is the content? It's the material part. So what's the content I need to display? It's a text view, text content. So after reading this material and text view, we are going to make sure that it is combined as a, see, this is our material view. A material text view is nothing but it's a derivative of the app compatibility text content that displays text to the user. Suppose if you are not, don't get any information regarding this, just go to the particular code and wait for 1 or 2 seconds. It displays the contents and what are things that we have written, it will be shown. Okay. Next, after this, what are the things that we need to add? We need to have expressions here because we are going to evaluate the expressions of more calculator function. So what I will take Android ID. So I'm going to read the value of the ID here. At plus ID means it takes the value, whatever the value that I'm going to click, that value will be taken as an expression. Next, I have taken the width and height of that overall screen as 400 dp. Where dp stands for density pixels. Okay, as you are studying in graphics, you'll be knowing about the types of pixels. Okay, density independent pixels, scalability independent pixels. Okay, so we have that functions. So where you'll be learning. So usually what happens, we will be writing dp here. If you want to make, and one more thing, whenever we are designing this layout width and height for the Android app, usually write the content in dp pixels, density pixels, because it has to load the density part of the code, because it gives the quality for the app. Whereas when it comes to the text size or any content that we are going to write, there you can write it as SP. So SP means scale independent. So the text view of the size of the text contents can be made modified afterwards. Whereas this, whenever we fix this content, we can modify the density pixel also, but the quality of the density pixels will be controlled by the app. Okay. Whereas the text size contents can be modified by the user end. Next, after this, we have Android Gravity. So here gravity stands for on what part of your screen the data has to be loaded. So every content has to be loaded in the center orientation on my display. Okay. So this is the first part. Okay. Any doubt? So next we will move on to the second part of our content. Okay. So what is the second part of our content? So as I showed you,
Sir,
yes.
Can you split the screen and show the design part and the code part together?
Uh, I cannot split here, but we can change the screen here.
Sir, if you
No,
press
sir, you
split
can split. Center. It is
Mm,
next to code. Yes,
code
yes.
split design,
Yeah, split.
yes, code split design is there.
you have to press the split button
You
there,
have
sir.
to split, sir. Yeah, thank
Minimize
you.
this side
Wait.
things.
No,
Thank you, sir.
is it able to view now? But what happens means whenever you are viewing through your mobile, it will be shown as a small content. So you have to zoom the screen. Okay, if you want to view. So that's why I was showing you the only single part of the screen. Okay. Are you able to see the screen, both the screens? Hello.
I am, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what happens? After this, you can see here, we have taken the values, right? So the values that we are shown here is 1, 2, 3 division symbol. So these contents are represented in not in vertical way. It is represented in horizontal way now. So now I need to start the content for the linear layout. So linear layout is, so make sure that the width and height is made as wrap content because we are adding the content in a particular position. Next, what is the orientation that the content has to be displayed? It has to be displayed in horizontal view because we are reading. If you want to make vertical, you can go for vertical so that what happens, 1, 2, 3 division will be loaded in the vertical way. Okay. Next, what's the next thing we need to have? So once the evaluation of an expression takes place, it has to load the content of the first thing is it has to load the result. So where does the result part has to locate it? So for that, the text view content is plus id slash result. So make sure that the width and height load the values and make sure that whenever you're adding the details of the result or any values, make sure that give the equal pixel values for width and height. Okay, this is the one of the important feature you should remember. Next, where does that result? That result has to be shown in the center orientation. So what is the text size of the result? 24 SP. Okay. Next, after the result, so the result part is the top end, so the upper part of our screen. Next, what is the next part we have? We have clear button. Okay, so for that I am taking material text view clear button. And listen here, for every content just copy paste the code. Try to copy this content. Okay, paste it and modify the just the id part and the gravity part, and if there is any text that has to be displayed, add this text content. That's it. Okay, you can write the code or you can design the code also in the design part. No need to write the code. How you are going to design, that design part will be loaded as a code part and it will be loaded automatically in the code section. Okay, that is also easy method. But whenever we want to write some content in the exam, what they will ask is they will ask you to write some at least basic code. So at that time what you should do is at least write this part of the code. That's enough. Okay, because you can explain to the external or to the internal that, sir, once I get this content, I will make sure that I will load the data of the remaining part. Okay, you cannot write the design like theory part like this way it works and all in the exam. Okay, so next, so I've taken clear button. So what this clear button clears the content, right? So this is the id value clear. Whereas what is the text value that I have loaded? I have loaded it as C. Okay. Next, so close the linear layout here. Why I have closed the linear layout here itself means because this is my overall value of the first top screen. So resultant and clear button. So you can make sure that a single linear layout can be applied to the overall structure of my app. But the problem is it gives a performance bottleneck to the device. So when you run the code in the emulator part, it takes so much of time. But if you divide the code in this split by split like module wise code, at that time it loads in the form of at least like module wise the data will be loaded into the screen. Okay, you can, it's not, only thing is performance will be a drawback for the feature at that time. Yes, what's the next content? So the next content is same thing, linear layout, wrap content, horizontal. What is the next thing? I need to display the values. So this is my numbers. So 1, so I have taken the ID as 1, text size as 1, number. Okay, don't worry about this hard code string part. We can convert that into extract the string value so that that values will be loaded in the string file which is present in the resources. If you want that, you can do that. And after 1, what is the next value? 2. And these contents are represented in horizontal format. So before dealing with the data, you need to mention the height, width and height along with orientation at the initial stage of the linear layout. Next, so 1, 2, 3. Next, what is the last part? We need to load the division part, division function, because every operator, basic operators has to be loaded in the number division. If you don't want, we can go with the other method also, like loading all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. After the dot, then you can go with the bottom section plus minus star divide. That is also possible and equal. Okay. So that is first loading of the first linear layout. Next, once again, we have 4, 5, 6. So this is easy part. Okay, if you remember one thing, just copy content, load, change the ID value and the text values. So whenever you are adding the operations, load the ID with the function name multiplication. Whereas for the text content, you have to add the operator symbol, star, plus, minus. Okay, and what is the text size of the symbol? Are you people getting it? So 7, 8, 9, then subtraction. The last part is dot, 0, equal, and addition. So it completes the overall linear layout structure of the design part. I hope you got this content right. Any doubt in this? Because once you know the structure of the overall, the top design part, you can go with the next with the action part. So this is your just structured method of your design that you have done, but you have not completely written it as the functional mode now. Okay, because you have not written the functions that it has to, what when you click on a button, what it has to do. That part has not been explained till now. Just we are showing the output part where the content has to be displayed. Okay, any doubt? Any doubt in the activity main.xml file, the layout file? Shall I continue with the next part? Okay, so see here, after loading all this content, now what I will do, I will has to write a functional mode of my display content now. So for that, we write the code of the Kotlin file in the main activity.kt. Okay, so let me expand. So now what are the things that has to be loaded? So we have written in the activity layout file just that view of the content. Now in the Android KT file, we are going to write the functional mode now. So as we have seen the content, so what it does, so here you can show here the what is the text view of this. Okay, first thing, before we start with the code, you should know where the main activity file will be located. So the main activity file will be located in the app function. Inside the app function, inside the Java part, the first one we are having main activity.kt. We will be having another two files. One is testing file and the unit testing file. Okay, no need to worry about this. Okay. Next, what are the things that we should do now first? First, we need to import the values or the expressions or any type of functionalities that we require to our app. Okay, so first function is, so inside this second calculator code, we need to import 4 importing functions, model or libraries. First one is Android X. Okay, so Android X means it's a Jetpack library. Suppose I'll be writing a code in the version of Android 9. Okay, so now recently we'll be getting the recent one which we are writing the code is Android 11. So after 2 months we'll be getting Android 12. Okay, whenever any modification has to be done in the future stages, At that time, that app has to be compatible to the updated versions. For that purpose, this Android X means it's a Jetpack library. Okay. Next, what it has to do, it has to go with the compatibility feature, right? So that's why I need to add dot app compat. So app compat means app compatibility. Next, that app, when the app is in compatibility stage, so it is going to work. Once after it is compatible, sometimes what happens, the data will be not, or the activity functions or the activity file of my main function may not load properly. At that time, we need to add that app compat activity. So the activity file has to be compatible to the updated versions. Okay. So this is the first importing function. Next is import android.os.bundle. Okay. So here it is nothing but it's an inbuilt library function which passes the data between the activity and the values which are mapped between the string keys. Whenever I press a key in my app screen, so the data has to be loaded as an activity in the file. So that content has to be stored. So for that we require a bundle feature. Okay. Next, third importing function is android.widget.xp. So widget is nothing but it's the UI elements. Okay, whatever the user interface or the screens that you are going to design for the app, that element has to be loaded through the screen properly. For that, we require a widget menu. So text view means it's going to load the text view content because in the activity main file, we are reading text view contents now. Next, last one is the most important one. So we need to import net.objecthunter.expression4j.expression builder. So here it's an inbuilt library function which evaluates the expression. So once I click 1 plus 2, that data will be loaded through this expression4j functionality library function as an expression in the builder. So this builder will evaluate the result and displays the result as 3. Okay. For that function, we require a importing library function called as object hunter dot expression exp4j. Here exp4j means expression. Okay. So that is the first part. We need to load the importing functionalities. Next. So before we explain this class, okay, let's go. Next, what is the next part? We need to load the class part for the device now. So as you are learning Android app means it's nothing but it's an object and class method concept. Okay, inheritance, C object oriented programming. Okay, now what I should write? So as I loaded the main activity file, class main activity colon app compat activity. Yes. Any doubt? Okay, so I have loaded the class name is main activity file. So I have taken the app compatibility activity as a function now. So once it is the function is being loaded, you need to add your values. So we cannot make no public value here because every values are loaded as separate now. So it's nothing but private content now. The numbers are private here, values. So what I will do, private keyword, late init. Next I'm calling the variable name var. What is the first value? 0. So because I need to load the value as 0 as my first value. So what is this content? It is nothing but it's a text view content, right? So now what happens? Private is a keyword. So late init means late initialization. Okay. So this is one of the Kotlin feature. So usually whenever we write the code in Java, what we used to do, we used to write the initialization button, init or initialize. Whereas when you click on an initialize button, it loads the value to the memory directly. Whereas here, late init means let the user click the content whatever he want to evaluate. Okay. Afterwards, when you click on the expression to evaluate function is called, at that time only the data will be loaded, whatever the content it has clicked or the button that has been clicked from the user. So this is one of the advanced feature where memories will not be overloaded for the values. Okay. So next, what are the next things? After 0, same copy paste line for the other values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9. And so what are the remaining symbols? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, equal symbol, clear and dot. So all the contents are nothing but here text contents. Okay, so that's why the view part of my values are text view. Next, after that, we need to load the result part and the expression part. So result, expression. Are you getting it? So next we need to override the function now. Okay, before we go with this concept, let me show you the functional part first. So we need to write a function in Kotlin code. So what is the function? How to write a function? Function starts with the keyword fun. Okay, fun. What is the function name? Press button. So the user is going to press some keys on the app. Okay, so now once you click on the keys, that content will be loaded as a string now first. So when I press 1, it takes that 1 as a string data. Okay. Next, clear is equal to boolean. So this is the second part where when I click on clear button, it removes the value. So boolean means either true or false values will be loaded. So what happens? So it removes the content. If the value is true, it erases all the content from the screen. If it is false, it displays the output value. Okay. So if clear, it checks for the condition. So what is the clear value? Boolean. So boolean means as of right now we have not loaded any content. So at that time this value will be in true state. So at that time what happens? Result.text will be empty. The expression will be appended as string data. Suppose if it is false. So if at that time the else part code will work. Else expression.append. So it evaluates the data for the expression that I have taken. Next, once the result has been calculated, it will append the data, resulted data as a string here. I will tell you why it is going to take string as the data afterwards. Next, so that data will be loaded in the result.text part, where I have written the result in the center orientation at the top side. It displays the content. Okay. Now what happens? Whenever I click on the press button function, it has to go to the evaluation part. So when I click on this press button, so the contents are nothing but whatever the user is going to click. So that is nothing but my function. So what I will do, I need to write the IDs for that. To write the IDs, we need to override the values of the function first. So click on override, fun, click on create. So on create is nothing but it's a function which evaluates the activity to store the data in the activity content. Okay. It loads the values to the memory later. Okay. So next we have one more inside the parameter argument, saved instance state. So saved instance state means sometimes what happens, the earlier data of the code, suppose you are not getting the output of this program, you'll be getting the earlier part, the user who was executed earlier before you, so that data may be loaded. At that time, sometimes it loads, it depends upon the Gradle. Okay. So here, whenever we are loading the saved instance state, we need to be sure that it has to be in the functionality of the public class. So that data has to be loaded in the form of private or public. So as we have taken private as our keyword, so what I should do, I should go for the super keyword. So what is this super does? Super is nothing but it's a keyword which, if you want, you can see here itself. See here. It is nothing but it's an action bar which loads the action items to the particular mode in the navigation screen. Okay. So once the data is been loaded, so we need to set our content view. So to set our content, click on set content view. So R means R is a functionality in the Android code which supports all the values. Okay. So this R stands for passing XML data to our AAPT screen. So AAPT screen means Android Asset Packaging Tool. Okay. So what type of tool has to be loaded? It has to load the activity main file. What are the content that I have written in the XML file? That content has to be loaded. That for it is taken by this function. Okay. It loads the layout of the activity main file. Next, what are the contents we have? We have the values, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to the values. So I will explain only one. So 0 equal, what is the first thing? Whether the user is clicking a 0 value first. It has to be checked. So for that, we need to find find view by ID. Okay, it is one of the Gradle function. Okay, where it usually used to parse our data. Okay, so do you know what do you mean by parsing? So in system software, you'll be learning about parsing part. Okay, so parsing is nothing but it is the part of the program where the data will be loaded later to the whenever you're connected to the web screens or any other type. So through the libraries. So this parsing of data, what type of data? We need to parse our XML data file, right, in the activity file. So XML data that has to be passed, which should contain the resource IDs. Okay, so that's why we'll be writing r.id. So r.id means resource ID. Okay. So why it is used? It is used to perform any action on the component screen. So whatever the user that is going to click, it takes particular action for that value. Okay. So what are the things that I should do now? So as it is for the first variable 0, apply the same content code to the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dot clear addition, subtraction, multiplication, division equals result. Okay, and expression. Now, whenever you click on the resource ID as 1, okay, what happens? The user has been clicked. Okay, so at that time, what happens? We should write the functionality feature now. So the functionality feature is I need to write the click function activity. So for that, we need to load the values. So 0 is my value keyword for the values dot set on click listener. So in the listening part of the Android, we have two things. One is on click listener, the other means just on click. So on click means so when the user clicks on a particular screen or a button, what it has to do? Okay, that is on click. Whereas on click listener means so it will wait, it's an interface part which waits for someone to click on the data. For the or so the user has been already clicked. So what it has to load. So once it is enabled, so it equal to view. So the view part and is going to enable. So press button string 1. So user is going to press 1. So that 1 will be loaded onto the screen part. Okay. So that's why the Boolean part will be true part in the first condition. So clear equal clear colon true. Got it? Any doubts in this? So this part is common for the remaining one. Okay. So 0 dot set on click listener it colon view. Okay. Press button string colon 0. What are the values? And one more thing, why the data will be taken as string part here? So whenever we press any calculating options, so here we have not written the division part for floating values. Okay, in floating, if I press 12 by 3, it gives the result as 4. I will show you now. So let us check that. See here, 1, 2 divided by 3 equal. So you are going to get the result as 4. Now what I will do, 4 divided by, sorry, 12 divided by 5. So what should be the result? It should be 2.4. But I'll be not getting the result now. It gives an error message saying that com.google.android.mate, so it's not going to display material text view content is not being loaded properly for the division function. So this is because the data in the Kotlin, so for compatibility issues, okay, they have not given the feature to load the disk contents in floating values. So whenever the values are int and int, it loads the data as integer only. Okay. So why this happens means because the data that is being loaded are all string values here. So whenever we talked about strings is nothing but it's a group of characters enclosed in double quote. So what happens that data cannot be divided by the value. Okay, by a number because those data will be considered as characters now. Okay. So for this purpose, what you should do is so you have to load the content as string here. Okay, you cannot take number num equal colon. In double quote you cannot write 1. Okay. So make sure that the data, whatever the content that has been loaded in text view, should be loaded as strings here. Okay. So this functionality works for all the other functions. Okay. Next, after this, whenever you click on this function set on click listener, so this is functionality. So what happens after loading 1 plus 2 or 12 divided by 3, I'm going to click on equal button. So what happens if I click on equal button now? So if I click on equal button, the on click function will be enabled. It loads the data as text now to store. It loads the data in text as a variable name. But why I have taken val instead of var? Because it's all we can define variables in two methods. One is var or val. Var will be loaded only whenever you are loading the string part of the data. Whereas if we are loading the data in numbers, so at that time we need to take val. So because the resultant will be a value, not a string. So value val text equal expression dot text. So whatever the content that is going to load will be taken as expression in the screen. The data will be converted to strings because the inbuilt functions or the functionality is taken in string. Okay. Next, what is the next part? It has to evaluate that expression. So what I should do, I need to take a number of expression as a variable, expression equal expression builder. So expression builder means it is an inbuilt library function in the Kotlin which we have imported already. The data will be taken as a text content. So it will be loaded here earlier. Next, I am going to call the build function here. What does my build does? It evaluates the result of the expression now. It tries to start to build the data. Next, once the data has been built, it has to evaluate. So in the build feature, the data will be loaded in memory. Now I need to get the result. So expression result equal expression dot evaluate. So evaluate means we have another feature in the we have imported that is called as expression 4j, exp4j. So this is my evaluation function. Okay. So what it does, it starts to evaluate the built data. Okay, from the memory it picks the data values and it evaluates. Once the result is being loaded or stored in expression result, it checks whether the result is a long data. So long means float or any other results if you are getting. So if you don't have any result, it just loads the expression result. Okay. Next, after that, checks one more time. Once again, it's going to load the data here because the data will be loaded in the form of strings as output. Now, what I should do, I should convert that result of the string to text. So what I will do, we will check before that. If expression result double equal long result dot to double, so I'm converting the data to double data. Okay, but it's not going to load. Okay, once we get the Android 12 feature, let us try to modify the code. Okay. Next, after that we have, so if it is true, it takes the data as text content. So whatever the result that you got, the data will be loaded in the form of text in the result screen. Okay. If it is not a normal data, just it loads the data in text format as result.toString. Okay. So this is your second program. Okay. So as you can see here, in the whereas for the other functionalities of the text view content, we have written the code like this. Whereas when it comes to clear, in clear we have two things. One is it has to load the resultant text as well as it has to load the expression value. For that, we write two content here. Result.text equal empty string, expression.text equal empty string. Because at the initial or at the end moment, so the data will be loaded in the string. So for to load that from the memory, we will be writing empty data, empty string now. Okay, because we cannot fix or hard code the data saying that it has to load this value 1 plus 2, 3, 1 plus 4, 5. I cannot make sure that because the user is can take any input. So that's why what we should do, take it as empty data at the on click listener for clear. Okay. So this is your Kotlin code in the main activity file that you have to write. Usually there will be two files, two important files. One is layout file. It's the common for every code. Whereas when we are doing or performing any activity or any actions on a particular click for a text view or for any other buttons, at that time you need to write the main activity file. So you need to write the code for main activity. Okay. So this part has to be written. It cannot be designed in the design view. Okay. Any doubt? So this is our second code, complete code. Okay. I will share this code in the Google Drive link that we had shared already in the last week. So there you'll be having the file called as calculator, as I'll be sending it as a uh, extracted file. Okay, extract the content and load it in the your Android IDE. Okay,